Looks great. Ready for a full day of baseball. We thank you for joining us. Day-night doubleheader between the Yankees and the Red Sox, and really a battle for a playoff spot in the American League at this point. Let's take a look at the Red Sox starting lineup, which is brought to you by TikTok. It starts on TikTok. Well, the Red Sox, since the All-Star break, they have kind of slowed down offensively, but boy, the numbers are skewed because they just swept the Orioles. In 3 games, they outscored them 30-5. J.D. Martinez heating up. Last 6 games, 458, 2 homers, 11 ribbies, and an OPS of 1.39. For Kyle Schwarber, he was acquired at the trade deadline, had a hamstring injury. He's in the lineup. He is the DH, and he will bat 6th. And that is the Red Sox lineup for the first game of this day-nighter. Let's take a look at the keys to the game, brought to you by your local Kia dealers. Paul, tell us what the keys are.
Keys to the game. I'm in the music mood here, guys. A little trivia for you. Imagine, at one point the Yankees were 10 games behind the Red Sox, now only 2. The boys are back in town. Cole last night, Monty today, and Sanchez also in the lineup. And it takes 2. With a sweep today, could tie the Red Sox, actually be percentage points ahead, which is amazing where we were a couple months ago. So give me some artists, Coney, Michael.
Beatles first.
I can name that tune in one note.
Okay. Can you name this pitcher?
Jordan Montgomery back. Well, that's one of the boys. Their boys are back, definitely. Jordan was missed. He's had a solid year and was really on a good run before he had to leave for a while. And let's tell you a little bit more in our pitcher scouting report. In the first watch, obviously, you know, he's back, but the secret sauce for Jordan Montgomery is that being in attack mode. He is strike one all day long, and #1 percentage in all of Major League Baseball. 67.4% of the time he throws strike one. Even Steven, I think that's the distribution of his pitches. He's so unpredictable. 24% across the board on 3 of his pitches. His curveball, his changeup, and his sinker, and then his 4-seamer and cutter he throws 14% of the time. That just makes him so unpredictable. And a little help, you know, a little bit of run support. His 3.77 runs per game of support is second lowest to Mike Foltynewicz, who has 2.77 runs to work with. So yes, a little support will help him go a long way.
And in his 3 starts against the Red Sox, David, the Yankees have given him 1 run of support, and the Yankees are 0-3 in those starts, despite the fact that he pitched well. Let's take a look at the defense presented by Geico. Look who's back, Gary Sanchez. His first game since August 4th. He's been out on the COVID IL. In the outfield, first game of a doubleheader, Wade's in left, Gardner's in center, Judge is over and right. Stanton's fine. He is just getting the first game off. Infield, it's Odor, Velasquez, LeMahieu, and Voit. And Montgomery is going to be pitching to Sanchez. Let's look at the game time weather presented by Bigelow, the official hot tea of the Yankees. It's 79, but it feels like 81. Chance of rain is 34%, not 35, not 33, 34%. Humidity, 59%, and the wind is out of the south-southeast at 8 miles per hour. Home plate umpires, Jerry Meals. Vic Carapazza at first. Junior Valentine is at second. And Carlos Torres is over at third. All the bookkeeping is done. Now let's settle in for some baseball. 7-inning games, doubleheaders, so we'll have at least 14 innings of baseball here in the Bronx. Hernandez digs in. Montgomery's ready. And let's do it here in the Bronx. First pitch is grounded sharply to Velasquez. 1 pitch, 1 out.
Coney, what a beautiful thing. 1 pitch, 1 out, especially coming back, not knowing what you're going to have. No problem last night for Garrett Cole. Hopefully Monty can step forward just like he did last night coming off the COVID IL.
And Paul, it takes 2, Rob Bass and DJ Easy Rock. We have that.
You know what? I went with the original, Michael. It was a little Marvin Gaye. But and I do have to correct you on Imagine. I never.
It's just John Lennon, right?
That was John Lennon.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't throw the whole Beatles in there. That was John Lennon. And the other one's easy. The boys are back in town. Little Irish band. Come on, give it to me. That would be Thin Lizzy. All right. Now we can go on with the game.
Line to left field. It's a base hit for Renfroe.
Thin Lizzy. Little Thin Lizzy on this pitch. Up and out over the plate.
Yeah, right off the end of the bat. But Renfroe is so strong. It's like an ex-football player, but boy, he has had a lot of success against the Yankees. And kind of a breakout year after he struggled last year, putting it all together again for Boston.
Here is Xander Bogaerts. Always trouble for the Yankees. In 12 games this year, he's hitting .372 against them. Yankees play him straight away. LeMahieu shades slightly up the middle at second. And a strike. Experience the Yes Edge during the game. Just tap the Edge icon on the side of your screen to access real-time interactive player and team stats. Plus, get a comprehensive play-by-play summary and check out lineups and season stats. Put yourself in the producer's chair and watch the game your way with Yes Edge. The 0-1. 0-2. The last time these two teams will meet here at Yankee Stadium. They have 3 more games at Fenway, so 6 games altogether remaining against the Red Sox. Blocked by Sanchez, keeps it in front of him. Renfroe stays put at first. Now there is an old cliche that, you know, is very, very difficult to sweep doubleheaders. Well, the stats would prove that that's not the case. Since 1961, of all the doubleheaders played, 51% were sweeps and 49% were splits. So it's as easy to sweep one as it is to split one.
The caveat being, obviously, that these are 7-inning games, too, even though it is a split doubleheader.
Well, since 2020, when doubleheaders were 7 innings, and that's what we're having today, there have been 49 sweeps and 55 splits. And as you said, day-night doubleheader as well.
Get this out.
Oh, nice play by Voit. He saved an error from Montgomery.
Another look.
You know, Coney, when you've been on the IL for 10 or 12 days, you might have thrown some pitches, but you didn't try any pickoffs. Looks like he was a little rusty there.
Yeah, you don't practice those too much.
Anthony Rizzo back in the dugout, not yet activated, and last night's starter and winner, Garrett Cole. One-two, grounded foul.
Let's just get this out of the way now, Michael, and I know that we're in a different set of rules, but I am not a fan of split doubleheaders in 7-inning games. I understand if you've got a straight doubleheader, but some people are fans of 7 innings and some people are not. That's debatable, but I just wanted to go on record that I'm not a big fan of this at all, especially on a split doubleheader day.
I'm in lockstep with you. If the doubleheader is split, then it should be the full 9.
The full Monty.
One-two. Foul back, still 1-2. Well, from what we've heard from
quality hitter,
from what we've heard from the people that run baseball, looks like the 7-inning doubleheaders will go away and the ghost runner will go away. But again, it's all negotiable. What do the players want? What do the owners want? You give me this, I'll give you that. But that's the early read that those things will go away. One-two. Swing and a miss, got him. Change up. Bogaerts down on strikes.
Well, it took everything that Monty had in his arsenal. Fastballs, curveballs, finally got to the changeup. You see how he really digs that changeup in. And Coney, I thought you were awesome at explaining the other day with Giolito how he gets it out into his fingertips and actually, you know, gets good spin away like a two-seamer. Monty really digs that ball in there to take a lot of velocity off of that changeup.
Yeah, that's a great point. Complete opposite end of the spectrum. Almost like a palm ball.
Here's Devers. There's a ground ball right side. And Devers is safe. And now, because of the shift, going to third is going to be Renfroe, and he is tagged out by Velasquez. That is a heads-up play by the Yankees, and heads-up base running by the Red Sox, thinking that he could beat Velasquez to the bag. But Velasquez tags Renfroe on the way by to end the top of the first. Gardner in his last 23 games certainly has picked it up. 284, 9 ribbies, 13 runs scored, an on-base percentage of close to 40%. Off today, at least in the first game, is Giancarlo Stanton. The DH will be Joey Gallo, and you see the rest of the lineup. They'll be facing that guy, Tanner Houck.
Tanner Houck, you can see, even though he's got an 0-3 record, the rest of his numbers are pretty solid. Only 7 walks, 44 strikeouts, and 2 home runs. And a little deeper in our scouting report, a high ceiling starter. Alex Cora thinks he's a potential Cy Young Award winner in the future, and that's what they think. And the boogie board slider, he's got a really good one. 6.9 inches of horizontal break above the average major league slider, and it's because of that crossfire action, really throwing across his body.
Pitches outside to LeMahieu. So if you're keeping score at home, that's an infield single for Devers. And the out at third is 5-3-6. 5-3-6. So Luke Voit made 2 very good defensive plays in the top of the first inning.
Yeah, there was a couple keys to that play. Obviously, Velasquez being there, but Luke Voit not throwing to the bag, but throwing to a moving target. Mayhew grounds out.
Take a look at the defense presented by Geico. The Red Sox have 34 outfield assists. That leads Major League Baseball. And Renfroe has 14 outfield assists. That leads baseball, but he's making his 3rd career start in center field. Martinez' 2nd game started in right field this year. So he's usually the DH. So the Red Sox taking some chances to make their offense a little bit better and gambling on the defense. There's Brett Gardner. Inside. And here's that play we were talking about.
Again, I mean, with the shift, it makes it a tough play. But then look at Velasquez not there. And if Luke Voit throws to the bag, that's an errant throw. But just 2 athletic plays there. Good way to start the inning, get the fans involved, and get out of an inning. You have such a tendency to throw to the bag there. And if he would have done that, this is almost like leading the pitcher, Coney. Give him the ball early, let him make the adjustment defensively.
2-1 on Gardner. Well, Velasquez can pick it. He can play shortstop. There's no doubt about that. That's why he's up here. And Luke Voit with 2 good plays. He saved an error on Montgomery on the pickoff and then ended the inning with that throw. 2-2.
It's one of those modern day defensive shift plays that we see more and more of. Nobody home at third base. Velasquez showed his athleticism.
That one's chopped to the left side, and they get Gardner. That scored a 5-3 with the shift on, and Devers the only one on the left side. Here's Aaron Judge, his last 9 games, a .400 hitter, 14 for 35, 4 homers and 12 ribbies, and the OPS impressive as well. Break it down, his on-base percentage is .476 during that time. So getting on almost 50% of the time in his last 9 games.
See Aaron Judge swinging early in the count. To me, I mean, if I faced a pitcher who was going to be a tough matchup, which how obviously is against righties, early in the count, give yourself a chance. Don't try to set anybody up.
And Devers just ties a record held by many as he makes 3 assists in the inning. Yankees go down in order, 1, 2, 3. We'll go to the second.
In the outfield in the 11 o'clock hour here at the stadium, Gio Urshela, Gleyber Torres, Anthony Rizzo all doing some agility drills. Rizzo and Urshela would go on to take some grounders in the infield. I spoke with Gleyber Torres. You can see he still has something on his thumb. He said he's feeling a little bit better, but still not close to swinging a bat. As far as Urshela is concerned, the hamstring is definitely on the mend. He'll ramp up the baseball activity. Aaron Boone saying that he could start a rehab assignment as early as the end of the week. Urshela told me he does not think it's going to take a lot of rehab games, maybe 1 or 2. Ultimately, that will be the Yankees' decision. And then Rizzo could be back in the coming days. Today was really the first day that he did any baseball activity and any real physical activity aside from just going for walks. And Michael, that is today's injury report brought to you by Montefiore, doing more.
Thank you, Meredith. 0-1 count on J.D. Martinez as we start the second inning. A wave and a miss, 0-2.
Sounds like my life. I just go for walks too. That's all I do.
You know, it was funny. I was watching that video, and Brent McCabe, who, you know, Urshela, Gleyber, they've been around him. They know what's going on. If you notice, Anthony Rizzo kept looking over to see what the, you know, like when you go to yoga class or aerobics, you're peeking over to see if you're doing it right. Rizzo was like checking out if he had the steps right. It was hilarious.
Swing and a miss. Martinez down on strikes against Montgomery.
The beauty of Montgomery's breaking balls, it's right over the heart of the plate. You can see the spin. It's not so much about the wicked break or the tight spin on it. It's about the location. It looks like it's right down the middle and then it's gone.
His best starts, to me, no doubt about it, is when he has total control of his curveball. And that's the ability to throw strikes early in the count and to bounce it and get strikeouts late in the count. When he struggles with his curveball and he has to lean on that changeup a little bit too much, then sometimes he can get in trouble.
See Schwarber's numbers, and 6 weeks on the IL with a right hamstring strain. That's when he was still with the Nationals. The trade was made when he was on the IL. Yankees shift for him. 3 infielders on the right side. Well, the Red Sox, it was rumored that they really wanted Anthony Rizzo. They missed out on him, and then they pivoted and they got Kyle Schwarber. And supposedly the Yankees have long been interested in Schwarber, think that his swing plays beautifully here in the short porch and right. But the Red Sox have taken a step back since the All-Star break. And there are some fans and media in Boston that felt that the Red Sox didn't do enough. Didn't make enough additions, while the Yankees really did make significant additions in Gallo and Rizzo. And that's just a couple. They've added other pieces that were important as well. 2-2. Did he go? Yes, he did. Ball gets away from Sanchez, and he throws to first. Safe. So Schwarber will reach on the strikeout. We'll see if they score that a wild pitch. Ooh. They're going to challenge him. Yeah. Well, that was a nice play by Voit again, moving into foul territory and giving Sanchez a different angle. But it looks like they might have gotten him.
It didn't look like Gary Sanchez could find the ball immediately, but yeah, it looks like he got him. Kyle Schwarber, anytime you want to strike him out, get him out of the way. The swing of the bat can go into the stands.
Well, the play under review.
Well, you made the call, Michael. Luke Voigt very much on the good side of the bag there to give Sanchez an angle to throw. Coming inside the line there. Is his foot still on the bag? Looks good to me.
So Meals, the crew chief, and Vic Carapazza, the man who made the call, they are listening to headquarters as they debate whether or not to overturn this. Remember, the call on the field is safe, so they have to overturn that call. And they do. Good challenge for the Yanks.
Good music choice, too, by the scoreboard operator. A little Guns N' Roses, a little Patience.
Ooh, nice. That's one thing I'm going to have to put a little speaker up here, Coney, just to, you know, as long as you guys are jamming at the stadium, I might as well be cranking here in Studio 21, too, right?
You got to get the full effect.
There's Christian Vasquez. 1-0. One. 2-1. Yankees and the Red Sox. Red Sox had yesterday off as the Yankees beat the Angels 2-1, coming off a 3-game sweep of the Orioles at Fenway. They had 9 home runs in that series, and they outscored the Orioles 30-5. Fly ball. Right field. Judge is there. He'll make the play. And the Red Sox go down in order against the Yankee lefty Montgomery. And we'll go to the bottom of the second. And today's picture was submitted by Sean Bryce. His daughter Mackenzie loves watching the Yankees, and her favorite player, Aaron Judge. Use the hashtag Toyota Pinstripe Pride. Post your picture to social media to reflect your love for the Yankees, and we might spotlight you in a future game. A little baseball matinee on a Tuesday. First game of the day-night doubleheader. Joey Gallo digs in. He'll start at the bottom of the second. 0-0. Well, Tanner Houck has pitched 14 2/3 career innings against the Yankees, has yet to allow an earned run. 1-1. And this is a shirt that Joey ordered. Italian Stallions, and it has Joey and Anthony Rizzo there. It's made by Barstool Sports. And he said he couldn't help but order it. Somewhere Sylvester
really
Stallone is asking for his cut.
Oh, loving it. I'm going to help Gallo out. I mean, I got a top 10 Italian restaurants in New York, and I mean, I've always said New York Italian food's better than Italy. So it's just there's some ones you gotta go to.
That one is ripped into center field. Renfroe makes the play. Some of those restaurants are having hard times with Paul not in the area. I mean, that's a lot of dinners that
You miss them.
Yeah.
Oh, it is the best.
So here's Luke Voigt. He's already made his presence known in the field. I'd say 3 nice plays by Luke Voigt in 2 innings. Now he steps to the plate, 7 for his last 26. He has 5 homers and 17 ribbies. Did that get him? No, Voigt thinks so. And it did. So Luke Voigt hit by a pitch. Alex Cora does not believe it. I think it got him.
Well, this is what you call selling it,
worse.
Paul. Sells it. Watch
Yeah,
Luke Voigt
could've
sell
been.
it. There's no call by the home plate umpire here. It's just Luke Voigt taking off. Look, watch the umpire. There's no call there.
Believe me, as a hitter, you feel it, even if it grazes you, which that's all that pitch did. The spin of the baseball, you feel it.
It's the crew chief, Jerry Meals, back there. Just kind of, okay, I'll take your word for it. We got the honor system going.
And there's a strike to Rougned Odor.
We had a great scene earlier this year. One of the home plate umpires, Hunter Wendelstedt, talked to the hitter. Don't lie to me. Don't lie to me. Did that ball hit you?
That one is looped into left center field and is going to dunk in there for a base hit. Voigt goes to second. A single for Odor. First and second for the Yankees. 1 man out.
Just a good approach to hitting, kind of stayed inside. And you know, Houck is not your basic sinker slider. He throws hard from the side. And as a lefty, you know, you're gonna be able to see the ball well, but to get around it and try to pull it hard is going to be very hard unless he throws his slider in on you.
Yeah, had a great shot of the spin from Houck there. He throws a 4-seamer, but from that angle and crossfire action, gets a different spin axis and different movement on his 4-seamer.
So here's Gary Sanchez, first at bat back from the COVID IL. He missed 12 games on the list. You look at Gary's numbers, 216, 17 homers, 39 ribbies, and you have to dig a little deeper. His OPS this season, 779. Major League Baseball catchers' average OPS is 697, and the combination of Higashioka and Brantley, their OPS was 580. So he does damage when he puts the ball in play, one-on-one.
Really nice ovation from this Yankee Stadium crowd when they heard Gary Sanchez announced in the lineup.
That's a sinker there, Coney. I mean, you touched on his 4-seamer earlier at about 95, 96. Well, the sinker goes down to 92, 93, but much different action, more of a downward instead of that tail.
Foul back. Tyler Wade on deck. That one gets away for a moment, but diving back to second is Luke Voit as Vasquez recovered quickly.
That's good reaction by Vasquez. That ball bounces. It could go anywhere, but to be able to get out of that crouch, find the ball and catch it, it takes a lot of practice.
So the count full on Sanchez. Hit sharply right at Devers, and the Yankee runners get back. 2 away.
You know, I don't know how many times I've said this, but Gary Sanchez, to me, hits more hard line drives at people than anybody on the Yankee team. I mean, this ball is scalded, just hit right on the nose. Devers doesn't even move, just right at him. It's such a bad break. I mean, this could be a double and 2 RBIs.
Here's Tyler Wade as the average up to 258, 12 for his last 29. Seeing more consistent playing time with the injuries. Fouls it away. He's in left field today, batting 8th. Kind of a gray, overcast day. The lights are not on here at the stadium. Sun not a factor right now. Obscured by clouds. Two and one on Wade. So Oakland lost last night. Yankees have Boston in front of them right now, 2 games, where if they take these 2, well, things could really be a bit shaken up in the American League East and in the wild card. Ground ball right side through for a base hit. Voit grounds third. He'll stop right there. Coming up throwing is Martinez, a one-hopper knocked down by Vasquez. And the Yankees have the bases loaded for Andrew Velazquez.
Yeah, this is the play where Yankee Stadium does not help you offensively. I mean, man on second base, Tyler Wade does a good job putting the ball in play, but because the shallow right fielder gets to the ball quickly, it's very hard for Phil Nevin to take any kind of chance. See, this ball's already on its way. Luke Voit, no chance.
Well, Dave Bush, the pitching coach, quickly out to talk with Tanner Houck. So a big moment right in front of Andrew Velazquez, the kid from the Bronx, kid from Fordham Prep. Bases loaded, 2 men out here in the bottom of the second inning. Swing and a miss, 0-1. Velazquez, a switch hitter, batting from the left side. Line drive, a base hit to center field. Voit scores. Here comes Odor. He'll score. Moving to third is Wade. It's a big 2-run single for Andrew Velazquez. And the Yankees lead 2-0.
Andrew Velasquez just got one of the biggest memories of his life. This will bring his family to their feet. A huge hit, bases loaded. Started him off with a wicked slider and then lined the next one right up the middle. Beautiful.
Got a little peek in the dugout, Paul, right after he hit that. You see him running down the first base line? Boy, that had to feel good.
So nice. I mean, you get so emotional, so just like pumped up. You just, sometimes you can't keep it in as a player, especially a young player. We've talked about his story.
LeMahieu swings at the first pitch and pops it up. Bogarts is there and puts it away, but the Yankees get on the board first. The kid from the Bronx playing on his field of dreams. This is what he wanted to be, and he comes through 11. Then tomorrow, Yes is going to have full coverage of the Bombers-Bo Sox series finale, starting with batting practice at 6 right here on Yes and streaming on the Yes app. Also remember that today after the postgame, keep it here on Yes for my radio show, The Michael Kay Show, bridging your Game 1 and Game 2 coverage. Andrew Velasquez got a really nice hug from Phil Nevin, who hit him on the top of the helmet. They know what it means to this kid, and he gets a big hit to put the Yankees up 2-0 as we go to the third. And there's a strike to Alex Verdugo. That is a really nice moment right there. And the shield he wears is his father, a detective at the 42nd precinct. And that is his dad's shield. One away as Verdugo grounds to LeMahieu.
Oh, Velasquez has had an impact on this game immediately, not only with that big hit, but that really good defensive play from the Luke Voigt throw. So strong imprint. Early favorite for player of the game. Well, it is a 7-8 game.
I like the way I like the way you're thinking, Conan. That's right, and you know, it's really like the fifth because we're only playing 7, right? So
that's it. Ahead of the curve.
Plays are magnified a little bit when you only play 7 innings.
There's a strike. This is the Yankees' third doubleheader of the year, and they've split the other two. May 27th against the Blue Jays and July 4th against the Mets. One and one. Line drive and past Velasquez into left field. A base hit for Dahlbeck. The MLB Ballpark app will complete your next visit to Yankee Stadium. Buy and manage game tickets, redeem offers, access exclusive content, and much more. Download the MLB Ballpark app today. Here's Kike Hernandez. Grounded to short on the first pitch of the game. So he's 0 for 1. Last 8 games, 8 for 18 for Hernandez. Red Sox are not a base stealing team. Their leading base stealer is their catcher, Christian Vasquez, with 8 stolen bases.
You know, what you look at the way they score runs, you look up and down their lineup. I mean, they've got 4 players, 20+ home runs. So, you know, to take chances with stealing, you do understand the Red Sox mentality of, you know, we'll wait for somebody to be driven in.
Really good changeup by Montgomery, 0-2. 1-2 on Hernandez. Red Sox are 69-51. The Yankees are 66-52. Red Sox are 7-12 in the last 19 games. Yankees are 15-5 in the last 20 over that stretch. And during that time, the Yankees have picked up 7.5 games on the Red Sox. It's really amazing how quickly things could change, because when the Yankees left Fenway Park having lost 3 out of 4, and one of them was a gut-wrenching loss, you figured, well, not going to be their season. But the Red Sox stumbled and the Yankees took off, and now just 1 game back in the loss column, 2 in the games column. And while the Yankees have been red hot, so have the Rays. So they're 5.5 games behind the Rays in the East.
Yeah, but the Yanks have a chance to jump to 15 games over 500, and for the majority of the season, you were hovering around 500 or 5 games over. They went plus 10 in a hurry. And you know, and Paul and I used to talk about this. It's kind of like building blocks: 5 over, 10 over, 15 over. Get to 20 games over 500, and look up and see how many games you have left, and that's when you have a shot at getting back in the division race.
After last year with the shortened season, it also comes into play, just how long this season is with 162 games. So many, ebbs and flows of the game. Guys up 10 games, down 2 games. It just, it's a different season than the shortened season last year.
Good at bat for Hernandez as he works a walk, and the Red Sox have runners on first and second, 1 man out.
Oh, 2 to 3-2, and end up losing them.
So here's Hunter Renfroe. He singled to left in the first inning. Yankees lead 2-0. We're in the top of the 3rd inning. First game of a doubleheader, day-night doubleheader. One and 0. Tap slowly, first base side. Montgomery off the mound. He'll take the out at first. Runners move up.
They got him out front on a changeup and then nubbed it right down the line. Luckily, it stayed fair and didn't hit the crease there and spin foul. But again, I mean, these are much harder plays when pitchers are, haven't been out there in a while. You fumble a ball or lawn dart one into the thing. I mean, these are those in-between plays, Coney, I'm sure you can talk about that sometimes are a little bit harder than they look.
Yeah, he did kind of gator arm that to first base as he wheeled and dealed, but got the out. See here, when you go down, you get it. Well done. You turn around and you're closer than you think. And you throw a little palm ball over there. See him turn it over, a little change-up grip.
So here's Bogaerts. Crowd is booing something. I'm not quite sure what it is. I'm trying to look around and find it. But there's certainly a murmur going through the crowd. And there's a strike to Bogaerts.
Get the early read on Jordan Montgomery's stuff today. It's been pretty good. His changeup and curveball both are very effective so far. Big spot here in the third. Yankees got 2 in the bottom of the second. 2 runners in scoring position right here trying to answer.
Swing and a miss. Good curveball, 0-2.
Back-to-back, and now you're 0-2. I don't know. You could go to this again, Coney. Maybe possibly throw it out of the strike zone. Seems like they're staying away from fastballs from Bogaerts so far in this game.
It's the 5th time a Boston Red Sox hitter has swung and missed at Jordan Montgomery's curveball today. Already 8 swings and misses. 3 of them on the changeup, 5 on the curveball. Gary's got to block it if he tries to bounce it on top of home plate.
The 0-2. Line drive. Base hit. 1 run scores. Here comes Hernandez. Here's the throw. Safe. Throw to first. And they will get Bogaerts for the final out, but the game is tied at 2. A 2-run single for Bogaerts as Dalbec scored and Hernandez scored. Gary took the play in front of home plate and then fired to Voit, who tagged out Bogaerts.
Yeah, there's some guys that just, I don't care how many breaking balls you throw, they're always ready for the fastball. It's a 2-seamer. It looks like he's kind of coming out and trying to sail it away off the plate. Ends up over the middle. Bogaerts does what he does. Lines it into left field.
You know, every pitch is supposed to have a purpose to lead to the next one. So you've got an 0-2 count there, and I'm not sure what the thought process was there. Trying to throw a 2-seamer away off the plate to set up what? A little curious.
1-1.
Maybe bust him in to push him off the plate to go to the changeup away. You know, I'm not sure what the what they were trying to get to next off of that 2-seamer that was supposed to be away. Ended up down the middle.
One and two. Missed inside. 2-2.
If you watch Tanner Houck's style, and there's been some talk of this and some video inlays about his style. He's almost like a right-handed Chris Sale. The way he throws, his release point.
Right back to Houck. He bobbles it, stays with it, and gets Gardner.
Just stylistically speaking, the break on his slider, the style of the way he throws across his body. Chris Sale's got a really good changeup, a great third pitch. Tanner Houck still working on the third pitch, trying to come up with a splitter, but his fastball and his slider very similar stylistically to Chris Sale.
And that's a StatCast by Google Cloud showing us his arsenal. And here's Aaron Judge. Swing and a miss. So twice against Houck, he has swung at the first pitch.
Bread and butter is that slider. You know, I mentioned it before in the scouting report for Tanner Houck. You know, for all you compare his slider and the horizontal break on it, he gets almost 7 inches more than average in terms of the movement on that slider. That's what really stands out when you look at all of his stuff and you compare it to the the average movement, the average velocity. This sweep on this slider better than the average bear in terms of movement.
Swing and a miss. Judge down on strikes.
This is almost unfair right there, Coney, when you can drop down and still throw 97 with that slider. You know, that slider's in the back of your mind as a right-handed hitter. You see 97's by you.
Here's Joey Gallo. Lined out sharply to center in the second inning. There's a strike. Just missed it. Martinez coming in. And we'll make the play as the Yankees go down in order. 1, 2, 3 here in the third. We've played 3. The first game of a 7-inning game. Let's put the coverage cam on Luke Voit. And boy, has it paid off. He saves an error for Montgomery. Then makes a perfect lead throw to Velasquez to get Renfroe trying to advance. And then gives a right angle to Gary Sanchez to get Schwarber on the strikeout. And the coverage cam all over it because of an early decision. Let's follow Luke. Audi scoreboard, 2-2, top of the 4th inning. Devers will lead off. Now Luke Voit had the coverage cam on him, and we have to send out happy birthday wishes to one of the guys who makes a decision. Let's put the coverage cam on Luke Voit. Luke Miller does all our videos that you see, the highlights and everything video-wise. It's Luke, and it's his birthday today. So he's spending his 35th birthday watching 2 games of baseball. What a play by Sanchez as Velasquez and Voit and Montgomery were just looking up there, and then Sanchez made the most difficult play of all to retire Devers.
Yeah, that had trouble written all over it. Velasquez, you could tell, and Luke Voit coming in late. Catchers are so used to turning their body the other way and having the ball come back to them that it was just kind of a stab for Gary Sanchez. Boy, leading off an inning. Important out.
And that got right in the way of our Luke Miller birthday wish. There's a strike.
The only other player who could have made that play was the pitcher.
Right.
Jordan Montgomery wanted no part of that. I don't blame him. I wouldn't have either.
Do you recall catching a pop-up as a pitcher?
No. I do
Really?
not. Maybe a little humpbacker,
Right.
but nothing like that was up there. When it gets up way up there high, I don't want any part of it.
How cool would it have been?
You weren't calling it?
If you waved off Brocious and made the catch on the final out of the perfect game.
Run him over, push him out of the way.
The 0-2, 1-2.
But just think, he calls him off, Michael, and then like drops the ball. But it changed history.
Oh.
You can't do stuff like that.
Generally speaking, getting the pitcher out of any play is a good thing. There's exceptions to the rule. Greg Maddux, you know, there's a few guys. Jim Cott.
Schwarber on deck.
Michael, you're speaking of birthday. I saw the notes. Jorge Posada's birthday today.
He's 50.
Favorite teammates?
50 years old.
Tried a couple of guys in this this rivalry. Dustin Pedroia on the other side's birthday today as well. Posada and Pedroia. They went at it a few times over the years.
You know, Coney, I'm sure you remember this spring. You know, we were talking about El Duque the other day, and you know, how many times did Jorge and El Duque just go at it in the tunnel between innings? And we couldn't understand anything they were saying, but Jorge would keep him in the game. Duque would scream back at him, but man, as soon as they took the mound, right back on the same page.
Swing and a miss. Martinez down on strikes for the second time.
Yeah, Posada's fire really shined brightly, and Jordan Montgomery with another good changeup today. And there's your grip, Paul, way back in the hand. Choked. Takes a lot of spin off of it that way. Fastballs and curveballs, you want tight spin. On four-seamers and sliders. Changeups, less spin.
Schwarber swings and misses.
Changeups and splitters and off-speed pitches of that sort, you generally have a lower spin rate. Lower spin rate kind of gives you a little bit more movement, generally speaking.
David, because there's research on everything. James Smythe found out that you caught 9 pop-ups in your career, 6 of them bunts.
Yeah, there you go. Now, bunt, that's a different story. Nice and easy, eye level.
One and two. In his previous 3 starts this year against the Red Sox, Montgomery 1 run of support. So he's doubled that today with 2. And the Red Sox have scored 2. Swing and a miss. Big inning for Montgomery as the Red Sox go down 1-2-3. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning. It's a 2-2 game on Yes. FanDuel, more ways to win. The Major, Ralph Houck. And of course, Don Zimmer. They wore both uniforms. Luke Voigt leads off. Checks his swing. Audi scoreboard shows the Yankees and the Red Sox 2-2 as we start the bottom of the 4th inning. So it'll be Voigt, Odor, and Sanchez against Houck. Houck, 25 years old. First round pick in 2017 out of the University of Missouri. 24th pick overall. He told the Red Sox, no matter what, if you guys select me, I'm going to be the best pick in the draft. You're going to look back in 20 years and say, we got the best guy.
He may be right.
Okay.
Minnesota Twins had the first pick in that draft, Michael. In 2017, they picked Royce Lewis. The Reds had the second pick, Hunter Green. You go right down the list. The Yankees were 16th. They had Clark Schmidt in that draft. So all the way down to number 24. 24th pick in that draft in 2017. It's this guy on the mound right now. He looks like a keeper.
Swing and a miss. Voit down on strikes, one away here in the fourth.
He's got a strut.
Some guys.
Yeah. He's got a strut and a confidence out there, Paul. Yeah.
Oh, some guys that you can just sit on their slider if they have a great slider. But, you know, when you can throw 97 by you, you cannot sit on that slider. And that's what makes him so tough on righties.
Here's Odor, single to left, his first time up. Takes a strike from Houck. That one is ripped into left center field. Dunks in for a base hit. So Odor goes the other way twice against Houck and is 2 for 2.
Yeah, he's really pushing the ball the other way, and Houck started him off with the first splitter that he's thrown all game. Then tried to bust him in. Odor brings those hands in, is able to jam shot it the other way. Works.
Four opposite field hits in the last 6 games. He had 7 in his first 76 games this season. So here's Gary Sanchez, who lined out sharply to Devers in the second inning. Fly ball, center field. Renfroe coming on, makes the play for the second out. So 2 away, and that brings up Tyler Wade. He's singled to right in the second inning. Hitting .265 with his single through the right side of the infield. First game of a day-night doubleheader. Remember, doubleheader games are all 7-inning affairs, so we're in the bottom of the fourth. Oh and 1. Oh and 2. Houck says the best part about being on this Red Sox team is to be on a team with Nathan Eovaldi and Chris Sale. He said, just shut my mouth, open my ears, open my eyes, watch what they do, listen to what they say, and just learn from them. That one is going to squeeze through for a base hit against the shift. So Wade with another single as Odor will stop at second base.
I just cannot emphasize enough how much Tyler Wade is starting to go to the left side and how much his numbers are changing. This is the type of hitter, especially with 2 strikes, he needs to be. Put the ball in play. Somehow, some way with your speed, you'll get on base. And, you know, we've talked about it many times about how good he is defensively at all positions. The last thing to come is his offense. And if he understands that this is a type of hitter he can be successful, he's going to be a much better player.
So here is Velasquez, who's driven in both Yankee runs, with a 2-run single to center in the second. Driven out into right center field. On the run is Renfroe, and he'll make the play for the final out of the 4th. No runs, 2 hits, and 2 men left. We go to the 5th inning in the Bronx. It's a 2-2 game. Well, thank you, Bob. Let's go around the majors. Chris Bryant hit 2 home runs against the Mets last night. In his last 15 games, you see what he's done. The Atlanta Braves, hottest team in baseball since August 3rd. They're 11-2 in their last 13 games. They've moved into first place in the NL East. C.J. Cron walked it off against the Padres last night. Last 12 games, amazing numbers, 21 ribbies. Bottom third of the Red Sox order against Jordan Montgomery, and Vasquez will lead off. Count 1-0. One and one. Vasquez with a fly ball to right in the second. 1-2 on the Red Sox catcher. Vasquez, Verdugo, and Dalbec in the 5th inning. Missed with the fastball high. 2-2. Red Sox 2 runs on 4 hits. The Yankees 2 runs on 5 hits. Defense straight away for Vasquez. LeMahieu shades a step or 2 up the middle, the 2-2. 3-2. This is the first game for Montgomery since August 1st, one on the COVID IL. Last 8 starts before this one, a 2.86 ERA, but a record of 3-5. Deep to left field. Wade back, turning and looking, and it's 3-2 Red Sox.
There's so many home runs in this lineup. Vasquez That was only his 5th of the year, but that is the problem with the cut fastball. That the second time in this count, he threw one perfect, and this one was kind of belled high. Becomes a very easy pitch to elevate and a very easy pitch to pull out of the ballpark.
So here's Verdugo. Grounded to second. That was in the 3rd. 1-0.
84 miles an hour, Paul, to your point, and on the plate. So as you know, that just helps the batter speed up his bat, get the barrel out in front, and launch it 409 feet. I threw a lot of those, Paul. When you throw a hanging slider like that, it just turns into a BP fastball. It just sits there.
Two and one. So the home run by Vasquez. 5th hit for the Red Sox. 5th home run for the Red Sox catcher. 2-1. Now 2-2. Garrett Whitlock heating up in the Red Sox bullpen. Gets a piece to stay alive.
Albert Abreu on the Yankee side, getting loose.
Line drive. And right there is the 3rd baseman, Odor. Obviously out in short right field on the shift. Here's Bobby Dahlbeck. Singled and scored in the 3rd inning. One and one. Yankees had a 2-0 lead after 2 innings, but the Red Sox came back with 2 in the 3rd. The 2-run single by Xander Bogaerts to left field.
The Red Sox have shown a lot of patience with Dahlbeck this year, and he's starting to get it going a little bit. Now has 14 home runs. Had his first career multi-home run game Saturday against Baltimore.
2-2.
Got a lot of bat speed and a lot of pop in that bat.
Yeah, they kind of got spoiled last year. He hit 8 home runs in 23 games. They thought he was just going to be the guy they penciled in at first base every year. And then he kind of got off to a tough start.
So the count is full as Hernandez waits on deck. Swing and a miss. Got him on the change. 2 away. Well, that's going to bring up Hernandez, who scored at that point the tying run. And Paul, I wanted to ask you on this throw home from Wade, do you think that Sanchez had a chance to make the tag on Hernandez?
You know, it looked like it was close, and he did give up on it early, but the ball was kind of tailing towards the first base side. But I don't know if he waits at the plate. If he does, but the play in front of him, he knew that he had Bogaerts. But it looks to me, if this ball travels a little bit more, yes, he would have had a shot there at home plate.
1-0. Pretty good throw from Wade.
That's why you call the catcher the field general, right? And a lot of catchers end up being managers because they're the only one facing the field. They see the action in front of them, and Sanchez has to make a quick read. As Paul said, he sees what's happening with the runner at first base. You have a split second to make a decision.
2-1 on Hernandez.
One of the most unique positions in all of sports, the catcher.
With this Inconi, he is really leaning on that changeup. Has thrown it a lot to try to get through. Obviously, he gave up a home run with a spinner inside. Has really kind of gone away from the curveball to the changeup.
Three and two.
You know, I think for the long layoff for Jordan Montgomery, he came out, he's thrown exceptionally well today. It's that classic start up to this point of, boy, if I can only have 2 pitches back. You know, he's thrown a lot of good pitches today.
Grounded foul.
The 0-2 2-out RBI single. Obviously, you want that pitch back, and then the home run to Vasquez. Other than that, a lot of quality stuff from Jordan Montgomery's left arm today.
Yeah, you look at Vasquez home run. I mean, a 3-2 pitch, you know, you give up a home run. OK, you made a mistake. But, you know, Bogaerts earlier in the game 0-2 as a pitcher, Coney, you're in the driver's seat. And to make that big of an error, yeah, that's the one you really want back.
And Hernandez works a walk. And that is going to do it, as Aaron Boone is going to call on Abreu to face Hunter Renfroe. So Montgomery goes 4 2/3, and he is departing with the Yankees trailing 3-2 here in the top of the 5th inning at the stadium. The official airline of the New York Yankees, Delta, keep climbing. And by Toyota, the official hybrid vehicle of the Yankees. And by FWF, the official plumbing, heating, cooling, and PVF supplier to the New York Yankees. So Montgomery leaves. He's responsible for the runner at first base. He's allowed 3 runs, 4 2/3 innings, 5 hits, walked 2, struck out 6. And here is Albert Abreu. Abreu against Renfroe.
Abreu sneaking into the circle of trust. Throwing the ball exceptionally well lately.
Last 6 games, 7 2/3 innings, 4 hits, a run, with 10 strikeouts, just 2 walks. Closed that game in Chicago, opened a lot of eyes. 1-0 on Renfroe. Hernandez leads off first, held by Voit. Get the slider in there for a strike, a little high.
See more of these pitches called strikes today, Paul, than ever before. The high breaking ball at the top of the zone.
It was funny because the first fastball, right, pretty much same location, not called, and then the breaking ball was called.
Hernandez almost stumbles off the bag getting back. Two-one pitch. Didn't get the call that time. Another high slider.
It's been 3 pitches in this count, basically in the same spot. Abreu only getting 1 of them.
Three-one. It's the fastball by him, 3-2. So that's going to release Hernandez at first. Runner goes, 3-2. Fly ball right field. Judge there, puts it away, and Abreu gets the final out of the 5th. But the Red Sox take the lead on the Vasquez home run at the end of 4.5. 3-2 Boston. Nice moment. An Audi electric moment. 3-2 Red Sox lead. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning of a 7-inning game. First game of the doubleheader. And the Yankees are going to get another look at their former farmhand, Garrett Whitlock. So Tanner Houck goes 4, allows two runs and 5 hits. Whitlock, 25 years old, made his major league debut this year on April 4th. He has been a multi-inning relief ace for the Sox. And there's a strike to LeMahieu. LeMahieu 0 for 2 today. Ground ball to third and pop up to short. Slice foul. Fastball, changeup, throwing his slider more of late. Hitters started sitting on changeups and fastballs, he said, so I had to have a third pitch in order to separate the difference. Swing and a miss. And there's that slider.
Well, you called it, Michael. It's certainly gotten better. He always had a good fastball and a good changeup. The slider's been a work in progress, and you can see gaining more confidence in it there and getting a guy like DJ LeMahieu to swing through it.
Jonathan Loaizaga up for the Yanks. Another Tommy John surgery pitcher. He had it in July of 2019 while he was in the Yankee system. Former 18th round draft pick in 2017 by the Yankees. And the Red Sox selected him in the Rule 5 draft from the Yankees in December.
Just another example of how hard the Major League Baseball draft is. You know, we talked about Tanner Houck being a first-round pick and 24th overall, and compared to other sports, wow, I mean, it's just so hard to predict. Up and down. They did have a combine this year for the first time to kind of coordinate everything, to give teams better looks and players more exposure. I think it was widely considered a success this year.
The MLB draft is such a projection draft because you select somebody in the NBA draft, they're in the NBA. Same thing in football, they're in the NFL. Here you're trying to look ahead 3 or 4 or 5 years what that person's going to develop into. It's hard.
Yeah, you look at the first 10 picks or so of the NFL or the NBA, but you got a player. You got to know what you're going to get. Not quite the case in Major League Baseball.
So he has the second best ERA this season in the American League to Andrew Kittredge, 1.40. Just missed. Good at bat for Gardner as he works a walk with 1 out here in the 5th inning. And here's Aaron Judge, 0 for 2 against Tanner Houck. Swing and a miss. One and one. Really gripped that baseball. Gardner dives back.
You know, it does not seem like the ideal time to run with Aaron Judge and Joey Gallo on deck, but Vasquez is much lower this year percentage as far as throwing out runners. He came into the year at over 40%, which is off the charts, down in the low 20s this year. So I don't know if it's the pitchers or him doing something different.
Paul mentioned Gallo on deck. Gardner's the tying run. He's at first base. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning, 3-2 Red Sox. 3-1. Staying away from Judge. And again tries to stay away and misses the outside corner. 2 straight walks by Whitlock. And the Yankees have runners on first and second with 1 man out for Gallo. And a trip from Dave Bush. Oh, it's Cora. He's going to go to the bullpen quickly. So a quick hook of Garrett Whitlock, one of the most effective pitchers out of the bullpen in the game this year. Gallo has seen enough, or Cora has seen enough. Today at Yankees.com. So 3 batters faced for Whitlock, a strikeout, 2 walks. Cora saw enough and goes to the lefty Josh Taylor, his 50th game. He has 51 strikeouts in 39 innings. He's walked 20. Tying run for the Yankees at second base. Go-ahead run at first. Joey Gallo's at the plate with 1 out, bottom of the 5th. Gallo is 0 for 2. Fly ball to center, fly ball to right. Missed. 1-0. Last night, well, that was the Yankee runs right there. Into the second deck, 2-run home run in the first, and that was the difference in the game. Yankees won 2-1 over the Angels. Two 2-0 on Gallo.
You know, that home run yesterday off Suarez off a lefty, and actually Gallo has higher numbers, batting average and slugging percentage off left-handers than he does righties. So kind of an interesting move from Cora.
Yeah, tete-a-tete. Left-handed batters are 2 for the last 32 off of Taylor.
2-1. Now with 1 out, whatever Gallo does other than hit into a double play, Taylor does have to face the righty swinging Voit next. Gardner's at second, Judge is at first, 1 man out. 2-1 count on Joey Gallo. 2-2.
Coney, there's a hard slider and there's kind of a slurve. This is a hard slider, not a lot of break, but pretty high velocity. Very tough to pick up the spin that quick from a left-handed hitter.
Yeah, almost 90 miles an hour, more like a cutter.
2-2. 3-2. So the count full. Taylor deals. He walked him, and the bases are loaded.
And a big at bat for Luke Voit, and you know, we saw on the graphic. I mean, you talk about being thrown in the frying pan just off the COVID IL. Taylor in a bases loaded jam right here.
And now the pitching coach comes out, talks things over with Taylor. And when we see the Yankee lineup and the way it's constructed now, lefty, righty, these are little traps that you set for managers. You're going to bring in Taylor to get Gallo, which is big, but then you're going to have to deal with Voit.
It's a great point, Michael. The balance in the Yankees lineup.
Righties hit .313 against them. Lefties 162. You've got the speedy Gardner at third, so a medium range fly ball to Renfroe has 14 outfield assists would be interesting. The Red Sox outfield 34 assists, the most in the majors, so they can throw. That one is looped into shallow center field, and that ball is going to dunk in for a base hit. 1 run scores. 2-run score. Moving to third is Gallo. It's a 2-run bloop single for Luke Voit, and the Yankees retake the lead. They're up 4-3.
These are the type of hits that Luke Voit in the situations that he needs to be in to get his confidence back that he is a big part of this team. You know, he stayed inside the ball. He jammed it in there. You know what? You make contact, you got a chance. And a big break for the Yankees right here to take the lead.
What a read by Aaron Judge, too, as Kike Hernandez made a pretty good bid to make this catch, and Aaron Judge had already committed that he was going. So he's easily going to score. No turning back at that point for Aaron Judge.
Well, it's a great call, Coney. That ball's caught. Aaron Judge is probably doubled off second base. I mean, Hernandez came very close to catching that ball. Talk about a game of inches. The Yankees in the driver's seat here again. Stanton coming to the plate.
Interesting move by Aaron Boone as he will pinch hit for Odor and sends up Giancarlo Stanton. Yankees could use a fly ball here to score Gallo from third. First and third, one man out. Yankees lead 4-3, bottom of the fifth inning. Nice block by Vasquez. Red lights in left and center, and you got to think about it with J.D. Martinez in right. Two and 0. Yankees very patient this inning. A walk to Gardner, walk to Judge, walk to Gallo, and then the bloop two-run single off the bat of Luke Voit. And a 2-0 count on the pinch hitter, Giancarlo Stanton. Three and 0. Gary Sanchez on deck. Do they green light Stanton? First and third, one man out. Taylor deals. They do green light him. A bullet base hit to center field. Scoring easily is Gallo. Voit stops at second. It's a pinch hit. RBI single for Giancarlo Stanton. And the Yankees lead 5-3.
It seems like Aaron Boone is pushing all the right buttons right now, both pitching, pinch hitting, everything. Cora, all of a sudden, you know, you question why he brought him in, but a huge hit from Stanton. You don't see many balls hit harder than this, where the center fielder kind of gets down like a shortstop and still can't stop it.
Voit with a blooper. Stanton with a laser.
Well, Cora will go to the bullpen again. That'll do it for Taylor. The Yankees have taken the lead. Stay right here. That night following Yankees coverage. Robles will come on, and this is what he's done with the Twins and the Red Sox. This will be his 52nd game. So let's recap this inning. Yankees came into the inning down 3-2 with one out. Gardner walked, then Judge walked. They took out Garrett Whitlock, brought in Josh Taylor, and he walked Joey Gallo. Then Luke Voit blooped a single to center field to score two. And then Giancarlo Stanton with a bullet into center field that scored Gallo from third, moved Voit to second. Yankees now lead 5-3, and Jonathan Davis will pinch run for Stanton. So here's Sanchez. First game off the COVID IL. He's lined out to third and a fly ball to center. Robles deals high. Red Sox got Robles from the Twins on July 30th for minor league righty Alex Scherf. 31 years old, 7th big league season for Robles.
You saw an off-speed pitch, first pitch. He throws hard, though. High 90s, 97 to 99 top end on his fastball.
Like that, 98. You have to watch him because he occasionally will quick pitch. That one is lined to left field. It is a foul ball. You might also remember when Robles was a member of the Mets, he got flustered in 2016 with Mark Teixeira on second base, thinking that Teixeira was stealing signs. And Robles was getting angry, and then Teixeira started flashing fake signs to anger him even further.
Oh, I remember that. That was interesting.
One, two. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. 98 miles an hour. 2 away. That's going to bring up Tyler Wade.
Think you could hit 98 up there, sitting at home? I don't want any part of that.
Gary Sanchez not trying to feather one to right there. He was going for the downs.
It's the biggest change in the game over the last 20 years or so, is all these relievers and all the high velocity. And the strike zone, too.
So Wade 2 for 2 today. One and 0.
I remember talking to Jim Leyland in the last couple of years he was managing, and that was a long time ago, and he talked about the biggest change he saw at that point in the game was all the high octane arms that are coming out of the bullpen now. And that's only grown over the last 2 decades.
Two and 0.
Robles could be classified as almost a retread at this point. He's been around the block and throwing at 99 miles an hour.
Velasquez on deck. 3 runs in for the Yankees, first and second. 2 outs. The Yankees are up 5-3 over the Red Sox. Three and 0. Voigt's at second. The pinch runner Davis is at first. Right down the middle, 3-1.
Stanton's laser to center field, Paul. He's about 116.3 miles an hour. Got in on him just a bit, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
Three, 1. 3 and 2. Runners will go. 3-2, 2 outs.
like the way Jonathan Davis wears his uniform, Paul. I think that's like right back to the early 90s.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way we used to wear them in the 90s, right? Not the pants all the way down, just up a little bit. High water.
Robles on the mound. Tyler Wade at the plate. 3-2 count, 2 outs. Voigt's at second. Jonathan Davis is at first. Runners go. Foul back. They'll do it again.
I think it's probably the same way for you, Paulie, when you broke in. I know we're old dogs, but remember with the Reds, you had to show some red with your stirrups, right? You could not wear your pants too long.
Red, there was a measuring tape in the locker room, and we had wool stockings. You had to show so much of them, or you were sent back into the locker room to fix it.
That would have worked back in 1978.
Runners go. 3-2. Inside. It gets past Vasquez. But Boyd will stop at third. Another walk. The Yankees' 4th walk of the inning. And the bases are loaded for Velasquez.
And another really good at bat from Tyler Wade. Once he got ahead in the count, he took a couple pitches, put the pressure on Robles to continue to throw strikes, fouled off a pitch away, and then drew a walk. Bring Velasquez into the game right here with an opportunity to break this thing wide open.
An interesting graphic, Haupt threw nothing but strikes, and these relievers, the Yankees lineup really putting the pressure on them to throw strikes.
Velasquez with the 2-run single in the second, a fly ball to center in the 4th. So he's 1 for 2. Bases loaded, 2 outs.
Velasquez has had 2 good at bats, the 2-run single, and then also just missed one to right center field, so he's got to feel confident at the plate.
Goes with the changeup. 0-1. Yankees have 7 hits, Red Sox 5. Yankees lead 5-3. One and one.
Robles wants this one. Just off the plate. Jerry Meals eyeballs it, and Robles says, "Where is it?"
He gets that call. 1-2.
1 for 2.
Three runs in for the Yankees, looking for more here with the bases loaded and 2 outs. Velasquez, the 9th Yankee to come to the plate this inning. One, 2. Did he go? Yes, he did. So Velasquez down on strikes. But the Yankees show patience and get clutch hits. And how different the hits were. Luke Voigt with a little blooper into center field. That scores 2. And then Giancarlo Stanton pinch hitting on a 3-0 pitch, a laser into center field. Yankees lead 5-3. We go to the 6th. the New York Liberty battles Sue Bird and the first-place Seattle Storm in a superstar showdown at Barclays Center. Coverage starts at 7, streaming live on the YES app. Montefiore scoreboard as we go to the top of the 6th inning. Yankees lead now 5-3, and they turn to Jonathan Loaisiga. And you see the difference in the defense as Wade moves from left field to third. Gardner moves from center to left. And Davis is in center, and Loaisiga is on the mound. And a strike to Bogaerts.
It's been a solid breakout year for Jonathan Loaisiga. And a lot of it has to do with his aggressive style. 99-mile-an-hour two-seamers inside to righties. Attacking.
You know, Coney, is this a situation where you're looking for Loaisiga for 2 innings, or are you going with your theory is this is the toughest inning with Bogaerts, Devers, and Martinez?
Yeah, I think you bring in your best reliever against this part of the lineup.
My man has been pushing the right buttons of late. Handled the bullpen beautifully yesterday in a game the Yankees won 2-1. Now Alex Cora is going to have some questions he's going to have to answer from the media after the game if the Red Sox don't win this. Houck was pitching so well, you took him out of the game at a low pitch count. Swing and a miss. And that's to get to a bullpen that has really been a problem. So he goes to Whitlock and then only stays with him for 3 batters and goes to Taylor, who has been a reliever that's pitching well, and Taylor didn't have it.
Jonathan Loaisiga featuring 3 pitches here. The high slider works on Bogaerts. Threw a changeup previously, a couple of two-seamers, and Bogaerts way out in front of that. The speed more than the quality of the pitch got him.
So here's Rafael Devers. 1 for 2. And there's a strike. 91-mile-an-hour changeup. Broken back, ground ball, backhanded by Velasquez. The throw to first. Got him! Nice play by Velasquez to get Devers.
Well, there's one thing that he is here for, and that is to play defense. And he looks so comfortable, even in huge situations. I mean, outs are a premium right now. Not an easy play, but a great one.
Goes for the quick release. Throws it just hard enough to get him by that much. He got a good jump on that ball. We can see it up here in the booth.
So here's J.D. Martinez, a swing and a miss.
The little nuances of the game, Paulie, you know it too, but infielders especially, it's like a pre-shot routine. They're kind of always on the move, just a little bounce in their step. Dustin Pedroia, one of the best I ever saw at that. But that allowed Velasquez to get that jump on that. Not from a flat-footed stance, just a little bounce in a step before the pitch.
And that's lined and caught in the air by Velasquez, and that will do it. As the Red Sox go down in order 1, 2, 3 here at the stadium. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning, 5-3 Yanks. Loaisiga only threw 8 pitches, David. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm sure the wheels are spinning right now as you're trying to play it as you go here. Momentum.
Nobody is up in the pen for the Yankees, so it does look as if Loaisiga will pitch the 7th. In all likelihood, they wouldn't pitch him in the 2nd game anyway, even if it was an 8-pitch inning. So might as well have him go out and get the save.
Yeah.
Here's DJ LeMahieu. Pitch upstairs from Robles.
All valid points, Michael.
1-1. Told you the A's lost last night. They're in the middle of a 4-game set with the White Sox. The White Sox are very good. Now the Rays, gaining on them might be somewhat troubling because they've got 3 more games against the Orioles. And the Orioles are not playing well. They've lost 12 straight games. And the Rays, the difference in the Rays between the Rays and the Yankees and the Red Sox and even the Blue Jays, the Rays are 11-1 against the Orioles. Right there. And we had James do the research for us, and the team that has the most games left with the Orioles happens to be Toronto. So that's going to factor in as well.
Toronto back home in Toronto, playing some of those games against Baltimore. With that lineup they have.
Line drive, a base hit to left field. Turned around a changeup and leads off the 6th with a single.
You talked about it earlier, Coney. A high changeup is nothing but just kind of a lukewarm fastball, and he just hammers it to left field.
Kind of seeing DJ LeMahieu start to drive the ball more. We talked a lot about his slugging percentage drop from last year to this year. That's starting to pick up.
You know, when the story of this game is written, Brett Gardner's at bat in the 5th inning is not going to get that many lines in that story, but that's gigantic. His at bat against Whitlock in the 5th inning, drawing that walk, that started the whole thing.
2 walks in that sequence, right? Gardner's walk and Gallo's walk off of Taylor.
And in the middle, Judge walked against Whitlock as well. So the Yankees showed a lot of patience, didn't chase outside the zone. Hey fans, stream the Yankees on the S app anywhere you go, presented by T-Mobile.
You know, we've debated a lot about, for the better part of this year, the Yankees and their right-handed hitting lineup. And you brought up the point, Michael, and the balance of the Yankee lineup and the addition, really, in this game of Joey Gallo forced Alex Cora's hand. Got Whitlock out of the game, got Taylor in the game. So the right-left combination of the Yankee lineup is forcing managers to think and manage more.
And earlier in the year, when they're running out 8 righties in a row, you didn't have to think that much. You brought in your righty reliever and sat back and you watched how it went. But you know, he had to decide, do I want to let Whitlock, who's struggling with his command, face Gallo, or do I bring in the lefty Taylor? And he brought in the lefty Taylor, who'll walk Gallo, and then had to deal with the right-handed hitting Voit. So these are the traps that managers said. If you go lefty-righty, lefty-righty, and with the new 3-batter rule, it's difficult for a manager. You have to weigh your options. Risk reward. Three and 2 on Gardner. He thought that was inside. And he was right. Austin Davis warming for the Red Sox. Well, they had LeMahieu leaning there. He just got back. 3-2. Still 3-2.
Gardy doing what Gardy does, just pestering the opposing pitchers, fouling them off, working them, seeing a lot of pitches.
Runner goes, and it's a walk. So first and second for the Yankees, nobody out, and the heart of the order coming up. Another walk for Gardner. And Cora, looking ahead, realizes that trap is coming again. He'll keep in Robles to face Judge, but does he bring in Austin Davis to face Gallo? Judge 0 for 2. Walk and a run scored. And great base running by Judge on the Voit blooper into center field. Read it right away. Took the chance. Obviously, if the play is made by Hernandez, it's an inning-ending double play. But he saw it off the bat and decided to go. That's why he was able to score. LeMahieu's at second, Gardner's at first. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 6th, 7-inning game. First game of day-night doubleheader.
Judge is rounding out his numbers on the year pretty much in line with his career average. And you look at his triple slash line, boy, he's just one heck of a ball player. 275, 387, 552 for a 939 OPS on average. This year he's up over 900 now with his OPS, 903. Average on base percentage and slugging and defense.
Swing and a miss. He goes down on strikes. One away. And here comes Cora. And once again a move because of Gallo. So first and second, the big lefty slugger is due up. So Cora is going to take the ball from Robles and call on the left-hander Austin Davis. How does it work this time? It didn't work in the 5th. Yankees have a 2-run lead. July 30th, they traded Michael Chavis for him. And he's coming in a big spot right here to hold it at a 2-run Yankee lead. 17th game for him. 19 strikeouts and 15 in a 3rd innings pitched. So Davis, 28 years old, 4th big league season. 3 years with the Phillies, 2 years with the Pirates, and now here with Boston. LeMahieu's at second, Gardner's at first, 1 man out. And Davis, the 5th Red Sox pitcher used. So Gallo's 0 for 2, but drew that big walk in the 5th inning against Josh Taylor to load the bases. Strike. way outside. And many people thought the Red Sox would make a bigger splash in changing up their pitching staff at the trade deadline, but their GM Hein Bloom said, I think it was really tough this year in what I think turned out to a big-time seller's market in a lot of cases. That's why we just need to stay strong with our plan and try to walk that tightrope as much as we can. So you saw Joely Rodriguez warming, and that might just be a case of the Yankees just blow this open.
Yeah, that's part of it, absolutely. The Red Sox, too, to your point, Michael, knew they were getting Chris Sale back as well, who threw the ball well throughout his whole rehab and in his first start.
1-2. Swing and a miss. He got him. Dialed it up to 95. Gallo strikes out for the second out of the inning.
A rare chase.
He throws a lot of. Yeah, sorry, Coney. He throws a lot of breaking balls, and you're right. He does not chase balls out of the strike zone very often. In the back of your mind, you see breaking ball, and then you see that fastball up in the strike zone. You have a chance, a tendency to whiff at it.
Well, the pitching coach, Dave Bush, comes out and talks things over about facing Voit. Voit got that big hit in the fifth inning that gave the Yankees a 4-3 lead. And then Stanton pinch hitting. Got the other RBI and a bullet single to center field. So Luke Voit, 1 for 2, hit by a pitch. And he gets started off with a curveball inside, 1-0. It goes around 1-1, so 2 straight curveballs to Voit. Jonathan Davis is on deck. Fastball upstairs, 2-1. And 1. Voit wants to make a statement today because Anthony Rizzo coming off the IL any day now. And the bigger hits he gets, the more it forces the Yankees to put him at DH and play Stanton in the outfield. 3-1. He walks. So the bases are loaded again for the Yanks. And David, you always taught me this. If there's a base open, it doesn't have to be first base. It could be third base. And he pitched very carefully to Voit, knowing that the light hitting Davis is on deck.
Yes, and certainly that's a part of it. Because one mistake to Voit, you know that he could lose it. And I agree with you, Michael. I mean, the more options the Yankees have, the better off they're going to be in the long run. To have that option of playing Stanton in the outfield and DHing Voit on certain days and certain lineups can be a big thing for the Yankees.
So here's Jonathan Davis. He's hitting in the number 6 hole, which originally belonged to Rougned Odor, but Stanton pinch hit for Odor in the 5th inning, got an RBI single, and then they used Davis to pinch run for Stanton. That's why he's up right now. 1-0. 1-1. 1-1. 1-2. Crowd of 39,078 here at the stadium. Loaisiga continues to stretch in the dugout. Pitch inside. 2-2 on Davis. Sanchez on deck. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. So the Yankees, no runs a hit, and the bases are left loaded. We go to the final inning. Top of the 7th coming up. Yankees lead 5-3. Final inning, 7-inning games in doubleheaders. This is the first game, day-night doubleheader. Yankees lead 5-3, and because this is the most important game right now, they stay with Loaisiga. He threw 8 pitches and worked a 1-2-3 6th inning. Now they'll ask him to close it out. Obviously, Joely Rodriguez was up in case the Yankees blew it open in the 6th. They did not. So Schwarber will start it off against Loaisiga. Pitch is low, 1-0.
Long inning, Coney. How much stock do you put into that? Having to sit on the bench, 10, 15 minutes before you go take the mound again.
Loaisiga's used to it. I think it's conditioning. We saw him stretching a little bit in between. Got plenty of time to warm up. Once you get out there, you get your 8 warm-up pitches. You could even sneak in a couple of extras because we got extra commercials going on here at the Yes Network in between. So.
One and two. Schwarber has struck out twice. Once in the 2nd, once in the 4th. He's down in the count. 1-2. Leading off the 7th inning.
Gorgeous day here, Paulie. 81 degrees in the Bronx. Just perfect. Here in August.
Good day for 2, huh?
Yes.
Broken bat, ground ball. Velasquez, it gets under his glove and trickles. Well, that's Tyler Wade there. He stayed on the left side and goes into left field. So it's going to be a hit for Schwarber. Would have been a tough play for Wade.
It goes as a hit. There's going to be no chance to throw him out for where Wade was playing. But I think you're starting to see even power hitters, take a couple swings trying to drive the ball and then, play against the shift and make the defense play with you. And, just a nubber the other way ends up as a base hit.
So here is Christian Vasquez. His home run in the 5th inning gave the Red Sox a 3-2 lead. He's 1 for 2. 1-0. And here's that home run leading up the 5th against Montgomery.
I thought Monty had good stuff today. He threw a lot of really good pitches. A couple of them you'd want back, but that's you could say that about a lot of your starts if you're a major league starting pitcher.
.99 miles an hour. The count 1-1.
Coney, obviously Cole, Montgomery, they were able to get their work in. You just don't take 10 days, 12 days off and just walk out in Yankee Stadium and throw the way both of them have.
It's a great point. They both looked really good.
There's a base hit to right field for Vasquez. Schwarber will stop at 2nd, and the Red Sox have runners on 1st and 2nd and nobody out here in the 7th inning.
All of a sudden, this soft part of the lineup is becoming a big part of the Boston lineup. Vasquez with his 2nd hit of the day behind the home run, now one the other way.
Araujo's will pinch run for Vasquez.
Give Vasquez credit there, getting inside of that Loaizaga two-seam fastball.
Yankee defense talking things over. Wade goes behind the mound to talk with LeMahieu. Verdugo at the plate.
No action in the Yankee bullpen. This is Loaizaga's game.
Nice block by Sanchez. Well, what else is new? 66 games decided by 1 or 2 runs, tied for the most in the majors with the Mets. They have the best record in the majors in those games, 43-23.
You're seeing Loaizaga get away from that sinker, especially early in the count with a lot of changeups. I think this is a time where you go back to that just boring sinker low in the strike zone. Try to get some ground balls.
That's what he did and missed. 100 miles an hour, 2-0. Hit sharply and through for a base hit. Schwarber will stop at third, and the Red Sox have loaded the bases with nobody out here in the 7th inning.
Well, you got what you wanted in a hard ground ball, but it seemed they found a hole on the right side. LeMahieu probably inching towards second for a double play, but the sinker's up just a little bit where it loses its sink, and you're able to put some decent wood on it.
First and second, the Yankees playing Verdugo straight up there. Loaizaga turned over a changeup, and you're right, Paul, it was up just enough.
Well, now Travis Shaw is going to pinch hit for Bobby Dahlbeck as Matt Blake goes out and talks with Loaizaga. And the Red Sox just picked him up on Sunday after he was waived by Milwaukee. He was with the Red Sox in 2015 and 16. Then Milwaukee, Toronto, back to Milwaukee, and now back to Boston. So pinch hitting for Dahlbeck. Missed outside. Yankees back. They're looking for the double play. They'll give up that run at third, no problem. Each team with 8 hits. Yankees lead 5-3. 3 straight singles have loaded the bases for the Red Sox in the 7th. Two 2-0, no place to put the pinch hitter Shaw.
Back-to-back changeups falling behind, 2-0 to Shaw.
Two 2-1. 100 miles an hour fouled away. Last game against Fenway, July 25th, he did not get an out. Gave up 4 hits and 4 runs, 10 pitches. And And really the mantra of this season for the Yankees, nothing easy. Swing and a miss, 2-2.
More run than sink on that 100-mile-an-hour two-seamer.
Bases loaded, nobody out. Red Sox down by 2. Final inning, top of the 7th. 2-2. Just missed, and a check swing on the changeup. 3-2. Good call by Jerry Meals. Well off the plate. So what does he go to here? 3-2. Shaw pinch hitting. That's served into left field. Coming on is Gardner. He'll make the catch. Schwarber tags, but just draws the throw. One big out here in the 7th.
A good pitch, good hitting, no dice.
It's just a perfect play as an outfielder. You're coming in towards the plate. You make an easy play. All your weight's going behind the throw. I think Loaisiga needs to get back to pitching around that fastball. He's been getting behind, trying to trick people with that changeup.
Here's Kike Hernandez. Goes with the curveball, 1-0. Hernandez 0 for 1 with 2 walks today. The 1-0. 2-0. Well, 8 pitches in the 6th inning. And now this.
A very tentative approach, Paulie, to this whole sequence. And the last couple of hitters. For a guy who's got 100 miles an hour and movement in his back pocket.
No one up in the Yankee bullpen. This is Loaisiga's game. The 2-0. Missed upstairs with the curveball, 3-0.
You know, Coney, I'd love to know who is driving the bus right now. If this is Gary Sanchez or if Loaisiga is shaking him off to all the off speed.
The 3-0. There's a strike, 3-1. Schwarber at third, Arauz at second, Verdugo is at first. 1 man out. 7th inning, final scheduled inning, first game of a doubleheader. Yankees lead 5-3. Swing and a miss. Probably ball 4, and it's 3-2.
Zoom ball. Two-seamer running up and in with teeth.
Crowd of almost 40,000, most of them standing. 3-2. Swing and a miss. He got him on the curve. Came back from 3-0 to strike out the dangerous Hernandez. 2 away.
Rolled the dice. Rolled the pitch. Hernandez sells out.
You saw Hernandez's front hip from that front position. I mean, just wide open, trying to catch up to that heater inside.
Hunter Renfroe takes a curveball for a strike. Those curveballs are upstairs. You have to be careful. They're getting fooled on the change of speed, but the curveball is spinning upstairs. So 0-1 on Renfroe, who's 1 for 3. Bases loaded, now 2 outs. Swing and a miss. Another curveball. 0-2.
Renfroe's got one thing in mind. He's trying to launch.
Under our booth. On Hunter Renfroe. Bases loaded. Yankees lead 5-3. Trying to hang on. Got him! Down to the cuticles. The Yankees win 5-3 to take the first game of the day-night doubleheader against the Red Sox.
Tell you what, somehow, some way, Loaisiga did it. I mean, it wasn't the pitch selection that Coney and I called, but finally went to that 100-mile-an-hour fastball. And again, these are the games that the Yankees were losing a month ago. These are the games they're winning now. They're fun to watch.
Foul tipped into Sanchez's glove and held on for dear life.
Well, for the Red Sox, they load the bases without anybody out, and they cannot squeeze across even 1 run. And the Yankees hold on for the 2-run victory by a score of 5-3. You can see the emotion on the face of Loaisiga. This one meant a lot to the Yankees, David.
Well, it did. It continues the momentum. They're now 15 games over 500. And the team they've had trouble with this year, they win the first game of a double dip.
And now they have tied them in the loss column. They played 2 fewer games, but they've tied the Red Sox in the loss column in the wild card battle. So much more to come. We have a full day on Yes. Keep it right where it is. Come on back. We'll wrap things up post game after that.